up, party people?
Hi guys, long time no chat. It's 6:30. We're headed to go check on the cats that we've been cat sitting.
Yeah.
It's day 3, I think, of doing the cats. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we're doing it all the way until the 18th. I missed another day of Vlogmas.
That's okay though.
But that's okay, because...
You guys are sick of finals.
Yeah, I'm 1/5 done. I have 2 tomorrow. I haven't started studying. So we were just talking about potential for the gym because I took a rest day yesterday. Sorry, this is so shaky. I apologize, folks. And I really don't feel comfortable taking 2 days in a row because I feel like okay, there's nothing wrong with taking 2 days in a row, but personally, I don't want to take 2 days in a row.
Yeah, we get in the habit of kind of a downhill slump after 2 days.
So the compromise I came up with is I'm going to pull my walking pad out, and while I'm watching the lectures for one of my finals tomorrow, I'm going to walk on the walking pad, so it'll kind of be like my little cardio treadmill action. And then I'm going to do the ab circuit I was supposed to do. And then we already really didn't feel like doing the run today because our tummies are full.
So full, folks. I finished, I'm 75% done with my finals, and I really said, celebrate, so I did.
And that's the other reason why we're waiting to do our run until tomorrow, because he didn't sleep great last night, right?
Yeah.
And then, obviously, he had his finals today, so we just want to do like a more chill day, and then tomorrow, all right after my 2 finals. And then, yeah, because that'll still be good because we run on Sundays, so it'll still be a day in between. Also, we're just really scared of this run. We go from 4 minutes to 5 minutes, and that seems like if 3 to 4 minutes was a jump that killed us, I feel like...
And it was like a faster turnaround than normal.
Normally you do 3 runs on the same time interval. And this, we only did 1 on 4 minutes, and now we're up to 5, and then we'll go back down to 1.
And we trust the...
No, I trust it. I know that we physically can do it. It's just, will I be in zone 5 the whole time? Yes. Heart rate will be at 180 or above. But yes, that will be a tomorrow thing. I had today is day 6 of being gluten-free. And we had lunch out, and I got my first gluten-free eating out meal.
And it was pretty good.
Actually my second, not my first.
They went at the cold first.
No, because I mean like sit down.
Oh,
but I went to Texas Roadhouse the day that I started. But this is my first time, I should say, like at a sit-down restaurant, changing what I would order. I got a gluten-free bun with it, and it was actually pretty good. And then we had chicken, he had a chicken taco, and then I had my like chicken with cheese and stuff on grain-free tortilla chips. So I had a little gluten-free nacho moment. And now we're going to go to the cats, check on them, and then I will see you all at home for some more updates and kind of probably a all-nighter in my life. Yikes. Okay, you guys, it's time to get to work. So I'm gonna write out my little like to-do list for the night because I think that's probably a smart thing to do.
I want a new pink Cadillac to go with my nails and my big hair and my...
Okay, so I have my like general to-do list going. We have watch the Perio lectures, which there are 5 lectures. They're 30 minutes each when I watch them on 2 times, so that'll take 2.5 hours. I need to make the Quizlets for those, I think for 4 of the lectures, which shouldn't take too long. And then I need to review the Quizlets. I need to read through the oral medicine outline, go through the Quizlets, and then review old exams for perio and oral medicine. And then I think when I'm going through the Quizlets is when I'm going to walk on the walking pad, and then I'll do the ab circuit, and then I need to, at the end, edit this vlog, because once tomorrow starts, I feel like it'll be pretty busy. So I'm thinking that I will probably just be studying at that point. Yeah. Okay, you guys, it is the 10 o'clock or like 10-ish update. I am done watching all the lectures. Now it is time to make the Quizlets that I have not made. And then move on to studying oral medicine for a break. And then we'll circle back to perio, and then we'll kind of just rotate back and forth until I'm too tired or it's the morning. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna set up my charger because my laptop's about to die. But the nice part is I'm going to do the like Quizlets on this, but then on my monitor I can like play videos and stuff like that, since I don't really need to be like actively studying to make a Quizlet. It's just when I'm like studying, and I work better if I have like noise in the background. My brain needs to be a little overwhelmed to actually work. So that's the update. Okay, you guys, I feel like I look like a mess because obviously it's finals, but I wanted to walk through, I thought it would be kind of fun, I should say, to kind of walk through what patients I see in a week look like. I know that you kind of get like a general overview with my daily vlogs that I've been doing, but I've never really like walked through exactly like every single patient that I see in a week. So I have 7 clinic sessions. So basically in dental school, they split up morning and afternoon, which is pretty basic. I spend 2 of those sessions in classes. I get Friday afternoons off, and then the other 7 I'm with the patient. I'm gonna go through each day and kind of walk you through what my actual schedule looks like, and I'll even put it up here so you guys can see. So Monday is the first day that I have a class block. So from 8 to 10, I have oral medicine. 10 to 11, I have endotherapy 2. And then 11 to 12, every week we have a group color meeting. So I think I've mentioned it before, to make our school feel smaller, once you're up in clinic, you're split up into color groups. So there's 52 of us. Well, with our advanced standing students, there's probably about 58 of us. And we get split evenly between 4 groups. So based off of the alphabet. So my last name's an A, so I'm in the red group. And then that way, like, it's just a smaller, more like group practice like feel. So you can have like a solid base to work with. And we have a group practice coordinator, we have a scheduler, we have lead faculty, assisting faculty. So we have like a lot of resources to help us. I'm sorry, my allergies have been absolutely killing me from cat sitting. So Monday afternoon, I wasn't supposed to have a patient, and then I got assigned a patient, and I was kind of annoyed about this patient because it was presented to me like I was going to be able to do a perio treatment plan. And then I was looking at the patients, which is something I need for requirements. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess that kind of sucks, but I'll do it. Then I was looking through the chart. The patient did not need that. So what it was a scaling in the presence of inflammation, which basically means that this patient has a lot of buildup in calculus, which is what happens if you leave plaque on for too long, is like the dumbed down version of what it is. Oh, I don't want to say dumbed down, but like the like simplified. And then they have a lot of their gum tissues really inflamed. However, they have not had any bone loss yet. If they've had bone loss, they qualify as an SRP, which is a scaling and root planing. But this patient was 18 and did not have any bone loss, just had a lot of buildup. Tuesday morning, I had a patient that was coming in for another prophy. It was not my patient previously. However, after doing the prophy, he is now on my roster, which means that like I'm the one that's going to be doing his treatment. So we had not seen him for 2 years. He was really attached to his previous dental student, kind of put off coming after that dental student graduated, ended up with me. Thankfully, we had a pretty good like rapport going, so I think he's going to be okay with being with me in the future. So we did a treatment plan because he had been gone for too long. He had one spot that had cavities and he had a filling that fell out, so we're going to replace those two. So that's what we did for that. And I did my recall competency. So we have to do about, I want to say like throughout the course, we have to do like almost 50 competencies. And some of them are scheduled for you, like what I did at the beginning of the semester. I did my first prosthodontic competency, and that was like scheduled. They booked at the clinic and everyone was doing it at the same time. Then there are some where you just do them as you have a patient that sees fit. So this recall competency is one of those. So basically, if you have a patient who has had all their treatment done, they are coming back for a prophy and periodic exam, and they need updated bite wings, you can get a recall competency, which basically just means that, you know, you're recalling it's like basically just saying that you're doing a periodic exam on someone who already had treatment at the school. So I got my recall competency done on Tuesday, and then in the afternoon I had a wax try-in, which I actually have a video of how the teeth ended up looking before I'm gonna send them out to the lab on Monday. So that was in the afternoon. I just did the wax try-in. I made some adjustments. The patient was really particular in how they wanted their teeth set. They wanted it to look like their old smile, not look like what our ideal smile is. So I had set all the teeth to ideal, and then she came in and she was like, okay, I want all of these lowered down to cover more of my lower teeth. I want them in a straight line. I don't want them to be varied at all. I want them to curve like this. So she was very particular, but that's good because that means that she is going to like them. I prefer when patients are picky in a sense where they just tell me exactly what they want, than if they're like, it'll be fine, and then they get them back from the lab and they're like, oh, I don't like these, because once the teeth are set from the lab, that's the way they are. So Wednesday, I was scheduled with a patient that was also not mine, and they had had a filling fall out. Well, that patient canceled right before clinic started, so I wasn't really doing anything. So my friend Farah, who's very, very nice, she was like, hey, I'm doing an SRP and I need to do a perio treatment plan. You have to do, I've talked about it a little bit, but you have to do minimum education experiences, or MEs. And you have to do 2 perio treatment plans in your D3 year. And once you do the 2, like, you don't get credit for doing more. So she goes, I've already done my 2. I filled out part of this treatment plan. How about you review it, you finish it, and then you present it while I start the SRP, so you get credit for the treatment plan, which was so nice of her because she did not have to do that. So that's what I ended up doing on Wednesday morning. I got assigned as a first operator for her case. And then while she started on the SRP, I went and I did the treatment plan with, I presented it to our periodontist, talked about, with the treatment plan, you kind of talk about factors that are affecting it, you give a diagnosis. So like, her diagnosis ended up being stage 2, grade B, localized periodontitis with generalized gingivitis, which if you are in dentistry, you know what that means. But if you're not, it basically means that she had started to have bone loss around her lower front teeth, but nowhere else. So, like I said, in order to have periodontitis, there has to be bone loss present. So she was localized periodontitis, but the rest was just gingivitis because it was inflamed, but there was no bone loss. So we correctly treatment planned that we were going to do quads of SRP on the bottom because of the bone loss, and then just a normal scaling on the top. Then Wednesday afternoon, this is where my week kind of got a little funky. Basically, I was supposed to assist on a restoration. And then at like 1 o'clock, right when the patient was supposed to get there, I got a text from my group practice coordinator saying that I was going to have to see the patient because the girl I was supposed to assist was stuck with her morning patient. So without any like prep or anything, I ended up having to do this restoration, which it was treatment planned as a protective restoration, which is kind of tricky because it can mean a lot of different things, but I read it as it was a sealant, which is just like a very thin layer. That protective restoration ended up being just an occlusal restoration that went pretty deep. So got rid of all the decay. Occlusal means it's just on the biting surface. It was on her wisdom tooth, which was really tricky in terms of isolation and all that sort of stuff. I would take a break from using the drill, which I get is very scary. And this patient, who is a grown woman, would look at me and be like, do I have any tooth left? Yes, ma'am. I promise you, I'm not taking your full tooth. I promise you, I'm only taking what is already decayed. So that was interesting. But we got that done. And hey, another requirement done. Thursday morning, I assisted on a root canal, which is always a very long process. Those are those appointments that take the full 4 hours. So I assisted on a root canal, and that was the only time this week that I was technically assisting, because then Thursday afternoon, I was supposed to assist, and then one of my patients showed up, even though they canceled, they like had called and rescheduled their appointment, but they still showed up yesterday, and there happened to be an open chair. And so I was talking with my group practice coordinator, and I was like, you know what? He took off of work. He always needs a doctor's note if he takes off of work. I was like, let's see him. I'll get his cleaning done, because he hadn't had that done yet. I was supposed to start that at the rescheduled appointment. I was like, I'm not going to do any restorations today, because that's like, I'm not prepared to do that. And also, like, the patient isn't supposed to be here. I didn't want to add a restoration on to my faculty's plate, because I wasn't assigned to a faculty. So that means that I was just going to get thrown on to the lead faculty, who was already super overwhelmed. But I was like, a prophy, I don't need help getting through. They'll just come check it at the very end. So I was like, we'll do that. I'll do the cleaning. Well, and then during the cleaning, he mentioned that he has a bridge from 8 to 10, which is this tooth to this tooth. And it needs to come out, and then we're going to do bone grafting and do an implant on both sites so that he can do a bridge on the implant. So with that, he said that he's having pain on one of those teeth. So that kind of speeds up the process. Originally, we were going to do the restorations and then do the implants at the very end. Now that he's having pain, we're going to extract the teeth, do the bone grafting, and then I'm creating what's called like a flipper, which is basically just an interim partial denture that's going to kind of hook onto his teeth and replace those 3 just for like the aesthetic purposes. And then so I took impressions for that, and I did his cleaning, and we kind of came up with a game plan that we're going to extract the teeth, and then during the 3 months of healing, I'm going to work on all the restorations that he needs, because he needs about 7 or 8 restorations. So those were my 7 patients. Now that it is Friday, I have 2 exams. I have 2 finals. I have a final at 10 for periodontal treatment 2, and then I have my oral medicine final at 2 p.m. So after a long week of patients where I was only supposed to see 3 patients and ended up seeing 6, I studied a little bit last night, and then I'm going to do the rest of my studying pretty much right now. But you can come to Vlogmas Day 13 for that. So, bye guys!